I'd say there are probably 3 phases of decluttering, especially if you are decluttering your whole house. And for me, I'm in that first stage. I like to call it assessing or trimming the fat. This is the phase where you're taking an inventory of literally every single item in your home. And you're making one of the 3 decisions: keep, trash, or donate. My big goal for 2024 is to have 85% of the things we own gone. The true why behind all of this is that my time is precious these days, and I can't just waste it organizing and keeping track of literally everything. I mean, I have 2 kids to take care of, don't I? This upcoming year is going to be a crazy one with renovation, moves, and temporary living that having to store things in construction zones doesn't sound appealing to me. I'm also just craving simplicity in all areas of my life. What this really boils down to is I'm decluttering in order to minimize the amount of things that we need to move and store. I'm creating an environment where we aren't stressed over storing and we're organizing less, not more. So I've gotten this question a few times, and that's, how are you doing it? It's one of the things that I've wrestled with a little bit after working through a few of the rooms. Like 85% is a lot of stuff. Essentially, I'm breaking it down into super manageable chunks. So that may be like taking 10 to 15 minutes every day and decluttering. Maybe it's just working through one tote at a time. Also, hi, if you're new here, my name is Katelyn. I'm a wife and a mom of 2. I work outside of my home. I love creative projects. I love a good DIY project, and I love creating with an intention behind why I'm creating something. I crave simplicity. I'm working on savoring every moment of my life. This is why I have a huge pull to minimize my home. I'm so glad you're here. Some of the questions I'm asking while I'm doing this is, will we need this in the next year? Do I use this daily or monthly? What purpose does this item serve, and is it useful? If it's not an immediate yes, then it's a no, and I place it in one of the 3 categories: keep, trash, donate. If there is an item that I'm not quite sure what to do with yet, I'm putting it in what I call a time will tell bin. With my time will tell bin, I'm keeping the items for a month, and if I don't reach for them during this month, then it's time for them to be donated. Now, 85% might sound like a lot to some of you. It sounds like a lot to me too. But you see this box full of random stuff? It just needs to go. It needs to be sorted, and it can't just live in a box. It's been living in a box for a year. Okay, that's dramatic. Probably 6 months. But still, it's been a year and it's still just sitting in this... it's been 6 months and it's still sitting in this box. I'm tired of having all these junk drawers and a kitchen full of stuff that I use half the time. I'm sick of my kids just throwing their toys on the floor and they're not playing with them. I want to be able to have a highly functioning creative home and an environment that's easy to clean and maintain, especially with being out of the house majority of the day. Moving the past 5 years has taught me, if anything, we have too much stuff. So as I've been doing a little bit of decluttering every day for the past week or so, or since the beginning of the year, I really started in the areas that we use every single day. So I started in the kitchen and I got rid of the things that we're just not using anymore. Then I went to the bathroom and I sorted through all of the things that were there. You'll see me going through totes of things, and that's because we had a storage unit. And that storage unit closed on the 6th of January. The thing about our storage unit is we moved states in a matter of 2 weeks. You can hear the full story in a video down below called "We Moved, Here's What Happened," or something like that. And we know the trap that you can get into with storage units. You have it for 1 month, and then you have it for 2 months, and then pretty soon you have it for 3 years and you still don't know what's in it. So we wanted to get out of that trap right away, and we wanted to save the money that we could. So we decided to cancel it and get all of our stuff out of there. And I decided that this would be the perfect opportunity to sort through everything we have and get a solid inventory of everything that we own. For example, Why do we have so many towels? I'll tell you, I didn't used to live next to family, and now I do. And now I don't need this many towels. So I will pass them along to someone who will use them. Also, if you have kids, can you tell me how you store your extra kids' clothes? I recently heard of a 5-5-5 rule when it comes to kids' clothes, and I really am considering doing that for my own kids. I started doing that a little bit in this video. It's just like making a capsule wardrobe for your kids. You'd have 5 shirts, 5 shorts, 5 pants, 5 long sleeves, 5 sweatshirts if you have that many sweatshirts. I don't feel like my kids wear sweatshirts all that often, but it's just the 5-5-5 rule, which I kind of love. And I think it would make it really, really simple. Again, asking the 3 questions. Is this a keep? Is it a donate? Or is it a time will tell? So this used to be an old time will tell bin. And I didn't reach for any of these items since I put them in there. So guess what? It's time for them to go to the thrift store. And sometimes the decision fatigue gets so real. For example, I was so exhausted at this point. This space has been overwhelming to me for months. Since moving into this apartment, I've just kind of let things hang out on the top of my children's dressers. And there's just random things that have accumulated. With that being said, I knew that if I just gave myself 5 minutes to reset this space, I would be motivated enough to finish it. And let me tell you, it felt good when I was done. But part of the thing with moving with kids is sometimes you just forget about things. For example, my daughter had a whole tote full of the size clothes that she's in now. And I thought she didn't have any. So I went out and bought her more clothes. Such a bummer when you realize that you have way too much stuff after you've spent the money on getting your kid more clothes and you find more clothes for them. Overall, I feel good about where we ended here. This is the last little bit of the stuff that was in our storage unit. It's overwhelming, I know. But I know most of the stuff we don't need anymore because it's been packed up for a year and I haven't reached for it. If you are looking to start downsizing yourself or you're feeling the pull to minimize, I suggest starting in your closet. I went through a period of experimenting with a minimal or capsule wardrobe. I packed up majority of my wardrobe and just experimented for a month and 3 months if I could actually handle having a smaller amount of items. And let me tell you, that was transformational. You can read all about my experience on the blog. I'll leave it in the description box down below. So a lot of this just ended up going into the van with my first huge, massive donation to our local Goodwill. And I can tell you that felt so good. If you are also looking for a minimal and high functioning home, you'll want to follow along for the rest of my journey. I just finished phase 1 and we're soon going to be heading into phase 2. And I hope that you'll join me on this journey. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!